Hello everybody and welcome, and today we've got a special battle for you today. This is the Battle of the Gladiators tournament, and with SUNTZU versus Flexwings. And on the SUNTZU team, we've got Nexus as Cavalry, Mishit as Elephants, Ark myself at Guan Yu Glaives, Brenter, Leonidas Spears and Pikes, Solkong with what's her name, Boudica and Dogs, Cheddar with Germanicus Infantry, and Mistru with Zhuge Crossbows. On the other team, let's lift the Fog of War real quick and see where the other team is deployed. We've got Drahnoel with Dogs. I believe they're also Kanane. They are indeed Kanane dogs. We've got Dennis Vegas with Cavalry. What type of cavalry? Let's quickly take a look. I think Lubu cavalry. We've got Freaky Styler with Alexander cavalry. We've got Blackie Ray with Zhuge crossbows. Let's confirm that. Yep, Zhuge crossbows. Viper Lane with Caesar swords, and the Flex with Scipio swords. So their strategy to me is pretty clear. They're going to be heavily attacking using that cavalry advantage and using the Scipio infantry in order to defend. Scipio infantry is good on defense. I don't think it's nearly as good as Leonidas because of the fight in the shade, but with the limitation on the ranged, we might be able to see some interesting moves. So let's speed things up and look at what's going on. So it looks like both of the teams are racing for the watchtower. Flexwings takes the watchtower and gains vision with their cavalry. Now both the teams are positioning. The glaives are coming to move the cavalry out the way. Infantry captures it instead. We've got first engagements going on in here. Let's slow things down a bit and watch this beautiful engagement. We've got Leonidas doing a lot of damage on these glaives. They already lost half their health. Caesar infantry versus Guan Yu swords. Guan Yu swords have the heavy advantage, and they also have an elephant. However, the SUNTZU team has not sent anything to Charlie, and the cavalry is currently flanking the SUNTZU team and coming in to take out these crossbows. Frontline-wise, looks like the Flexwings is winning, but a lot of their units are retreating. The Elephants are not giving them comfort, are not letting them shoot. And now finally the cavalry has came in. They have been protecting the archers. They had to charge into glaives. These glaives are way too late to protect these archers, but they don't take much damage. Yep, we've got the Green Dragon Strike coming in and flanking this cavalry, moving them completely out the way. The charges, accepting the charge was a good move on the SUNTZU part, because charges do not kill models, and as long as you have heal, you will be able to heal them back up. Like for example, this unit with very little health, 15 models, 29 models, and 32 models. The combat afterwards is pretty much what kills them. Charge itself doesn't do that much. Now the lines are completely broken, and so both sides are suffering heavy casualties. The cavalries are being shot at. Glaives are finishing up the units in the middle, but even then they'll be way too weakened to take down Delta. This elephant is denying, Mishit's elephant is denying the healing point. Very nice. The cavalry is capturing Charlie. Looks like the Flexwings is getting the advantage. Flex is moving towards Bravo, but sees that it is completely defended with 3 units. He is not going to be messing with that. So we've got cavalry trying in to get another charge. It gets in the charge before getting routed completely. That way, the SUNTZU team currently has a slight advantage in terms of kills and chevrons. But the Flexwings has captured Charlie, and now they have the points advantage working in their favor. The SUNTZU team has decided to attack Delta, but they do not have the forces against the respawning Leonidas. So this was a bad call. And what they should have done instead is pulling back and trying to heal. We got these dogs calling back to the base because they know they won't be able to take Alpha, and instead they are going to reinforce either Echo or Delta. We've got a massive respawn from the Flex team right here, and so the SUNTZU team has decided to abandon Delta, the assault on Delta, and instead go for Charlie. The strategy is quite simple. It's kind of aggressive though. The elephants denying the healing is a very effective method to keep the enemy off balance and to gain the tempo advantage. So we've got, like, you can see glaives on all 3 points of the map. Well, 2 at this point. And we got Brenter pulling to reinforce Charlie, because there's only 1 unit of Scipio infantry. We've got Glaze engaging the healing zone on Charlie. Got another Cav on spear action. For some reason, Freaky decided to charge into spears. He charged them in the back, does some really good damage. That's about 25% of their health. But they are Leonidas, so they're not going to be able to rout. Looks like those the dogs are sent to protect the repeaters, but they still rout. Look at this very nice play by Flexwings to protect the repeater crossbow so they can position themselves to charge. And now the Flex team is now going to capture Alpha, but the SUNTZU team is intercepting them and contesting the point. Cavalry leaves to leave it for the infantry. We've got Caesar infantry attacking it, but Caesar is not being complemented with anything else. Caesar on its own is just an inferior Germanicus or Sulla, and so that's not a good idea to have him fight on his own. Now with the Leonidas coming in, the plan becomes a lot clearer. MVC, currently their Leonidas has been being used aggressively, is their main damage dealer. So we see this bunched up spears, which is something that I think the Creative Assembly should nerf. That's what makes Leonidas really a problem. But also, like, his fight in the shade, having no drawbacks, is ridiculous. But okay, we've got in Charlie, point being denied. The cavalry walks around Green Dragon Strike to do some damage and take some of them out. So they lost 9 models. They're trying to hold as long as possible, and this Centurions are trying to flank the pikes. They did manage to get through, but almost more than half of their unit is outside. So that's quite interesting. We've got Leonidas Spears that are inside Charlie, but now with the aggression abilities and the elephant, Guan Yu will be able to beat Leonidas. Or will he? We'll find out. Flexwings team has respawned at Charlie and are now pushing back Charlie. They also have the point advantage, so the SUNTZU team is not in a good shape right now. Let's speed things up a bit. We see them overwhelming the units at Charlie. Charlie is not being contested. And we see this a little bit back and forth over here. They're indecisive. Flexwings team being indecisive. They're moving towards Alpha. SUNTZU team is using this opportunity to heal up and to reinforce Alpha. The delay teams to stop these dogs and repeater crossbows from coming in has arrived. Cavalry is coming in to support them. Testudo prevents them from shooting. All in all, it's a pretty good fight. Delta is being contested to prevent the point advantage from getting out of hand. A separate team of the SUNTZU units is now capturing Echo. Nexus and Mistral are capturing Echo over here against the Scipio infantry. As I said, Scipio does not have any anti-missile ability, so he's just going to get annihilated. 4 units within Echo. They're trying to pull through to prevent the capture, but the Leonidas Spears are now taking position. E has been neutralized. That way, Bravo has been locked out because the cavalry was trying to neutralize Bravo to lock down Echo, but the SUNTZU team was a lot faster. They managed to charge in the back, but they're not doing much damage in there. So now we have a zoning move from the Glaives, who are zoning out the repeater crossbows. So repeater crossbows have to decide, are they gonna fight in melee those few remaining Glaives? Like, even with just a few models, they're doing a pretty decent damage, and routed these crossbows. Leonidas is still fighting. Oh wait, no, that's Scipio. He is still fighting. They're trying to rout him. He's got Oath of Perseverance. The models are almost dead, and that respawned unit on Charlie because they did not have any pushing power with infantry. Charlie is not being capped by the SUNTZU team. Echo is being captured, and Charlie is just gonna be the cherry on top for the SUNTZU team. This is basically where the match has started to turn. If you look at the kill amounts, the SUNTZU team has 50% more kills, considerably more chevrons. This gives them a terrific advantage in the competitive setting, because having stronger units by 15-20% is a major factor when the skill of the players is very similarly matched. And now we have the reinforcements coming in from SUNTZU trying to rout these remaining units. They are currently very fatigued, and they're being pushed out, and more reinforcements is coming in. Just look at this big blob over here. It's beautiful. We've got a repeater crossbows who tried to go behind, but Cheddar notices that and instead charges right into them, preventing them from doing any damage. Elephant is walking around doing damage just by walking, attacking the infantry, doing pretty respectable amount of damage. The reinforcements from the Flexwings can swing the battle at Charlie, but now that the crossbows have arrived, they are equalizing the battlefield. And this unit that was almost full before now has very few units left. So we know that the crossbows are a major threat and the cavalry is coming. So I position my glaives in order to protect our crossbows. With that, we are able to swing the battle on the Charlie, swing this major engagement over here. They currently do not have their... Oh, they raise their shields, so we are unable to take them. But they're all of them are very few models, so they should be able to rout shortly. Jima Spears over here will be the ones to do that. But in addition, we're sending additional reinforcements. But would you look at that? The cavalry from Flexwings are now capping Alpha from the back. While the SUNTZU team has been working on Charlie, they sneakily captured Alpha. Very good job, with very little battle. SUNTZU team had left only one unit over there. And this Leonidas, you can see how long he's able to hold. They captured Charlie. Now SUNTZU team does have a minor point advantage, but they have lost a strategic advantage because now the entire team of the Flexwings, which was mostly dead, is going to be respawning at Alpha. The point advantage, the chevron advantage difference keeps on growing. In some of the units they have, the Flexwings has caught up. They're trying to take positions. Looks like at this point they are pulling for the base. But the SUNTZU team has notices it and is now positioning to intercept. So now they are positioning themselves in tall grass, getting shot at. The poison is doing a lot of damage on all of these units. Oh, the repeater crossbows have seen the elephants and now are shooting them. The cavalry has noticed that the base capture plan is not going to go well for them. So they instead going to go to the base. I'm probably going to check Echo to see if there are any defenders, which there are. Now we've got this line-on-line battle in front of Alpha. The result of this battle will determine the fate of Charlie or Alpha. The SUNTZU cavalry Nexus goes behind the lines and is now chasing away the repeater crossbows, preventing them from shooting. While the crossbows are able to poison all of these repeater crossbows and do tremendous damage to them, even with their healing. One of them is already dead. The SUNTZU's front lines are holding, and now the SUNTZU has gained the range advantage. And look at that beautiful charge. That's what's great about this game. It's just these little plays that you see that change the balance. Looks like SUNTZU is also winning on this area with all the buffs stacked. Tremendous amounts of damages being dealt, even though the Leonidas was trying to push into those glaives. Those glaives are doing so much damage that he could not even activate the shield bash, and now they're finishing up. They have noticed they are dedicating way too much to killing these two units. So instead, SUNTZU team pulls away and goes for Alpha now that they have won the frontline engagement. Beautiful move, and that way we are able to allocate a appropriate amount of forces to the appropriate things. So now we've got all of our points defended. As I mentioned before, if you've been watching the minimap, the Flexwings team has been attacking Echo. Elephants are doing their job. They're fighting the cavalry for the point of Echo, because that way they're unable to capture it. And now on Alpha, they only have Scipio infantry, which is not a problem at all. Now Scipio infantry is pulling ahead. They're going to activate their Oath of Perseverance. Yep, one oath is active. I'm trying to pull through God of War. With the God of War active, we're able to kind of like do a very nice side attack. These guys are going down, and we've got more respawns coming to Alpha. Delta is currently being checked by Nexus's cavalry, so if when Alpha is captured, we'll be instantly able to neutralize, we'll be able to contest Delta, reducing the point, increasing the point advantage for SUNTZU team even further. And now this one final unit, you can see the crossbows healing our units, allowing us to stay on the battlefield much longer. They went from 40% to 44%, 45, 46. Beautiful healing. All of these units are getting healed up without needing any additional healing points. Got moving around. They saw the defenders on Charlie. Glaives are very effective against cavalry, so they know they cannot ninja cap that one. Cavalry is pretty much just running around like headless chicken at this point. Bravo is locked. Echo has got cavalry. They've got cavalry in there. Basically, the idea is to hold Echo as long as possible. With Alpha captured, the cavalry at Delta is now neutralizing Delta, and now the Flexwings team is not even gaining any points. This is pretty much where the SUNTZU team is locking down their victory. We got them pulling in, more cavalry coming in from the back. 2 units against 1, although they're infantry, so they might be able to win, but we're sending additional reinforcements. And the cavalry is coming in for Delta. Flexwings is capturing Echo, but it took them so long. The SUNTZU team not only captured Alpha, but is also able to capture Delta. They're neutralized Delta right now, so they cannot respawn or heal at Delta. The point difference is now around 800 points, over 800 points. Okay, yep, the SUNTZU team has destroyed that cavalry. They are running away, the infantry is gone. And now Delta has been captured. SUNTZU has 4 points to Flexwings is 1. They're gaining 4.5 tickets per second. The battle should be over soon with this. Yeah, at this point, all Hail Mary they could do was probably going for the base, but the SUNTZU team is not letting that happen. They're defending Bravo. They're just always doing something. Always something is happening at multiple fronts. That's why even speeding up the battle is just so dangerous that we might miss one of the major plays over here. We got spears protecting the flank against the cavalry, but cavalry still manages to get in. But now with the spears going in, they just handily just annihilate all of that cavalry, killing off the last forces at Bravo, and SUNTZU gains victory.